The lesson I'm going to show you today is a kindergarten lesson, and it's a kindergarten lesson on shape and line. It's mostly on shape, but the project uses line too, so you can discuss that as well. So what they're going to be doing is they're going to be making a project that is similar to the Piet Mondrian compositions. So all you're going to need is they're going to need a piece of white construction paper and then just some pre-cut geometric shapes with red, yellow, and blue construction paper. I just have squares and rectangles here. You're welcome to throw in circles and triangles. It's up to you. It doesn't have to be exactly like the original Mondrian paintings, but right here I just have squares and rectangles. So what you're gonna do is I would just give these students a pile of shapes in the different colors, and then the first thing they're gonna do is they're going to put the shapes on their paper. So they can use a glue stick works fine, or you can use the glue cups, that's also fine. And they're just gonna put them however they want. If they wanna overlap them, they can overlap them. If they wanna spread them out, it's really up to them how they wanna do it. So I'm just gonna get started doing that. And I've got my friend Kate here who's also gonna work on hers at the same time. So I will show you both her finished product and mine at the same time. So we will get started. So now I've glued on my shapes to my white construction paper. And as you can see, I left lots of white space. Here's Kate's. Kate, she filled hers in a little bit more. And like I said, some of the students will overlap the shapes and stack them. That's great. It's really up to them how they want to do it. And then what I would do is give them the materials for this part and then take those materials off the table so that they're not a distraction, and then they can move on to the next part of the project. So the next part of the project, all you're gonna need is some black paint. And as you can see, I kind of put it in a line here rather than just one big blob. And then you're gonna use these pieces of cardboard. These are just a Amazon box that I cut up. And so what they're gonna do is they're gonna use these cardboard squares and they're gonna dip them in the paint. And then they're gonna add lines between their shapes or on top of their shapes, whatever they end up doing. That's totally up to them. Some of them will do them all over the place, but the idea is that they're not scraping these, but they're doing lines. So Kate and I are just gonna keep working on that. So here's the finished product of the kindergarten shape project. And as you can see, it's a fun way to teach them a new way to make lines rather than using a brush and trying to get it nice and straight. The cardboard gets everything, these nice crisp lines. So it's just a fun way for them to experiment with making lines. And then here's Kate's. This is Kate's finished product. So one thing I would recommend is giving them some different sizes of the cardboard squares, just because they like to have different options to make some shorter lines and some longer lines. So if you just made sure that there was a few different sizes of the cardboard on each plate, then they could experiment with the different sizes of lines.